Richard and Honoria then leave for Seadown's, really, Aunt Emily's, home. Everyone says goodbye to them. The goal is to save Freddie and Jinny. While Honoria gets them, Richard will divert Seadown's attention. The three siblings recall how unfortunate Aunt Emily was to forbid them from sitting on her beloved sofa while they were kids growing up here. As Richard and Seadown discuss women, Honoria offers to call a maid for tea. Richard even asserts that Conchita wasn't enjoyable to be around after giving birth to Minnie in an attempt to capitalize on Seadown's misogynistic beliefs. He loves Conchita more than anything or anyone, as we all know. Jinny will never love him again, according to Seadown. Following this, Richard and Honoria head to Seadown's, really, Aunt Emily's, home. Everyone says goodbye to them. The goal is to save Freddie and Jinny. While Honoria gets them, Richard will divert Seadown's attention. The three siblings recall how unfortunate Aunt Emily was to forbid them from sitting on her beloved sofa while they were kids growing up here. As Richard and Seadown discuss women, Honoria offers to call a maid for tea. Richard even asserts that Conchita wasn't enjoyable to be around after giving birth to Minnie in an attempt to capitalize on Seadown's misogynistic beliefs. He loves Conchita more than anything or anyone, as we all know. Jinny will never love him again, according to Seadown. With sporadic looks toward the staircase, Richard hopes Honoria will soon whisk Jinny and Freddie out the door. Jinny is locked in her room when Honoria finds her. Honoria is urged by Jinny to save Freddie first. Honoria does just that, joining Freddie in the carriage. Eventually, Seadown understands what is going on. But it's already too late. In the carriage, Honoria and Freddie are already making their getaway. A battle. In order to save Jinny, Richard dashes upstairs and kicks down the door. In the foyer, they discover Seadown standing with a rifle aimed at them. Richard moves past Jinny and tries to talk sense into his younger brother's head. The two then struggle for the rifle as Richard dives toward it. Jinny is told to run by Richard, who will be right behind her. Only wearing a dressing gown and barefoot, Jinny runs away. Richard keeps attempting to take the gun away from Seadown inside the house. When Jinny gets away, Seadown starts crying. "I know how much Seadown loves Jinny," Richard reassures him. Seadown places the gun on Richard's temple and pushes him away. Richard makes an effort to calm Seadown and ease the tension. He requests that Seadown put down the rifle. Together, they will determine the next course of action. Richard doesn't know anything about Seadown, who sits on the bench across from him. The gun remains pressed against Seadown's temple. Richard maintains that Jinny is gone and that everything is over. Jinny sprints in the direction of a big tree at the yard's end. To catch her breath, she ducks behind it. She hears a gunshot coming from the house all of a sudden. Seadown, still holding the rifle, sobs inside. In a puddle of his own blood, Richard lies. Seadown repeatedly apologizes. When Jinny discovers Richard dead, she flees. She then makes her way back to London on foot. Honoria had earlier brought Freddie back to the Brightlingsea/Marrable home. The former insists on seeing her sister after Nan and Guy locate the facility. According to the woman she speaks with, Seadown has requested that Jinny not be permitted to have visitors. The following day, Seadown pays Jinny a visit. He says that seeing her like this scares him, and he also mentions that she is ill. That isn't true, of course. Jinny queries Freddie. Once more, Seadown sidesteps her query by claiming that their son is unrelated. The goal is for her to recover. After the staff give Jinny her medication, she rolls over. Talk is concluded. A montage of Jinny refusing to eat her dinner follows. Freddie's well-being is a constant source of worry. Days later, Seadown comes back to finally show Jinny Freddie. Outside the building, we see a maid holding him. Jinny modifies her approach. She expresses gratitude to Seadown for looking after her and Freddie. She accepts his treatment and admits that she needs assistance. Oh no. Seadown then takes Jinny home. She and Freddie get back together. Regretfully, Seadown ends the reunion early, stating that Jinny has to get some rest for both her and Freddie's safety. This POS is amazing. When Nan and Guy get back to the asylum, they discover Jinny has left. Guy comforts Nan, who is upset. Never once more. Following this, we see Jinny sitting across from Seadown for what is likely dinner, dressed to his liking. Only us is Seadown's overused and meaningless catchphrase. Jinny will never love him, but she accepts her fate as his prisoner. She is unable to. Freddie is the only reason she is here. Dinner time is abruptly interrupted by Seadown, who also makes her get up from her seat. Conchita and Richard discuss Seadown and their early years in the interim. Richard questions whether he has what it takes to be like Seadown. He is reassured by Conchita that he and Seadown are not even speaking at the same time. Richard is considerably more compassionate. Lady Marable invites Richard to go for a stroll with her. Lady Marable maintains that Seadown's sole goal is to win Richard over. Making his older brother proud of him has always been his goal. She requests that Richard visit Seadown and reason with him. Guy and Nan have a heart-to-heart elsewhere.